Good evening and welcome to a new edition of the Daily Debate. I'm your host for tonight, Muhammad Abdurrahim, and tonight we'll be talking about Egypt's very important eternal role as a cornerstone of peace, stability and security here in the region. It's leading mediation efforts, especially in the Gaza situation, in the US, Israel, Iran situation, and in Sudan, in Libya, in the Horn of Africa, in the Red Sea, and everywhere around the region. And we'll be discussing all of that and taking, of course, a look at the latest in the US-Iran negotiations and the situation there, in the company of our dear distinguished guests here with us in the studio, Councillor Hossam Deen Allam. And Councillor Allam is a professor of international law, and he's the founder of the Law and Peace Building Initiative. Dr. Allam, great pleasure to have you with us. Happy Eid. Thank you.
Happy Eid to you too, and to all our dear viewers across the globe, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Allam, and please allow us first and allow us, dear viewers, to read to you our top stories for this Wednesday. As Egypt and the Arab and Muslim world celebrated the feast of sacrifice, Eid al-Adha, on Wednesday, and marking this holy occasion, His Excellency the President performed the Eid al-Adha prayers at Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Mosque at the Strategic Command headquarters in the new capital. Upon his arrival, the President was received by Minister of Defense and Military Production Ashraf Salim Zahir, Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces Lieutenant General Ahmed Khalifa, the Grand Imam of Al-Azhar Dr. Ahmed Al-Tayyib, and the Minister of Religious Endowments Dr. Osama Al-Azhari, in addition to a number of ministers and senior officials. The Eid al-Adha sermon was delivered by Minister Al-Azhari, after which the President exchanged greetings with the attendees on this blessed occasion and witnessed the ritual sacrifice of animals. The President then joined the leaders of the armed forces, senior state officials, and a wide range of media representatives for breakfast in the Capital Park at the Strategic Command headquarters. Also, the President had exchanged greetings with the Arab and Muslim and world leaders on this occasion, marking the feast of the sacrifice. In his greetings, the President expressed well wishes and blessings on this holy occasion, praying to Allah the Almighty for continued peace, stability and security for all. He also extended telegrams of greetings to Egyptians abroad through embassies and consulates, wishing them a happy and blessed Eid. The head of state, meanwhile, received congratulatory telegrams from senior state officials over Eid al-Adha. The President also received a phone call from Bahraini King Sheikh Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, who congratulated him on the greater Bayram and wished Egypt and its people more progress and prosperity. Let's now watch the report dedicated for this episode. Again, Egypt's role, eternal role really, as a cornerstone of peace, stability and security in the region. And when we come back, we will start a Q&A session with Dr. Hossam Deen Allam, the Professor of International Law and the founder of the Law and Peace Building Initiative. Dr. Allam, dear viewers, please stay with us.
While flames continue to spread across several corners of the Middle East region, Egypt appears to be advancing with calculated competence through one of the most volatile geopolitical moments in recent history. From wars threatening maritime routes and energy supplies to economic shocks shaking global markets and regional political fragmentation, the Middle East today stands at a dangerous crossroads. Yet amid this turbulence, Cairo continues projecting an image of resilience, institutional endurance, and strategic balance. Recent statements by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi reaffirmed that Egypt's economy remains within the safe zone according to international assessments. The message was not merely economic reassurance, it reflected a broader philosophy of state management built over years of structural reforms infrastructure modernization, diversified partnerships, and crisis preparedness as well. At a time when neighboring states are confronting armed conflicts, displacement crises, collapsing supply chains, and uncertainty over national sovereignty, Egypt continues strengthening strategic reserves, monitoring markets, securing energy flows, and expanding regional economic cooperation. Recent government meetings focused heavily on reserve growth, food security, and supply chain protection amid mounting regional tensions. What distinguishes Egypt in this exceptionally fragile regional moment is not only its security posture, but also its ability to preserve institutional continuity while simultaneously pursuing long-term development. Massive infrastructure projects, transportation networks, logistics corridors, energy integration initiatives, and industrial expansions have transformed the Egyptian state into a central stabilizing pillar connecting Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Gulf. Energy diplomacy has become another major pillar of Egyptian resilience. Recent agreements involving Qatar Energy, Cyprus, and Egypt highlighted Cairo's growing role as a regional energy hub capable of linking Eastern Mediterranean gas resources to global markets through Egyptian infrastructure. Diplomatically, Egypt continues positioning itself as a voice advocating de-escalation, sovereignty, and negotiated settlements. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi repeatedly warned against attempts to redraw the map of the region through chaos and extremism, while emphasizing the inseparable connection between development and peace. Egypt's diplomatic engagement on Red Sea security, African stability, Gulf security, Gaza, Sudan, and maritime navigation demonstrates a state attempting to contain fires before they engulf the wider region. Beyond economics and diplomacy lies a deeper dimension, the concept of national endurance. Egypt today presents a model of a state attempting to withstand simultaneous geopolitical, economic, demographic, and security pressures without losing institutional cohesion. In a region increasingly defined by fragmentation, Egypt seeks to project continuity. Perhaps the deeper question is not merely how Egypt survives regional storms, but how Cairo continues expanding its strategic influence while navigating them. In a Middle East haunted by uncertainty, Egypt appears determined to transform stability itself into a form of national power.